Hi, welcome to Arts Focus. I'm Elise Buckite, Program Specialist for the Columbia Office of Cultural Affairs. Today, I'm joined by Ayako Zaruda from the Odyssey Chamber Music Series. Welcome!
Hi, thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about the Odyssey Chamber Music Series. What is your mission? Who are you guys?
All right, Odyssey Chamber Music Series has been around. This is our 15th year, and we have always been housed at the First Baptist Church on downtown Broadway. And we've been really fortunate to actually have these chamber music presentations and concerts for the public to see. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're kind of been growing up. You're not a new organization anymore. You guys have been around for a little while now.
And it's really amazing because it's been kind of a journey, I have to say, because the first year with no staff and no budget, does this sound any familiar to any of the organizations out there? So I basically had multiple roles to play. So I was giving out programs, I was selling tickets, and then seconds later I was on stage performing myself. So we've come a very long way. I remember even until about maybe 4 years ago, 4 years ago, we used to print our programs in-house. And so 50 minutes to the concert, we would be stapling the programs and things like that. But now we have a professional printer, thankfully printing our programs.
Well, your artistic performances, though, have always been the highest quality. Those have not been ragtag in any way.
That's true. Well, this is why we do what we do, because we love performing on stage, and sharing the music that we love to play. So
for people who haven't been to one of your concerts, they hear chamber music, and I think sometimes people can not know what to expect for that, and they don't realize how inclusive and diverse it is. How do you, as artistic director, think about that as you're preparing your themes for the year?
Well, chamber music is essentially a combination of musicians getting together and just jamming away on the classical music. And this can be done in any numbers. It can be 2, it can be 13, you can even have a chamber ensemble with a conductor. And so there's a lot of variety, which is really nice, because in our series, what we do is to feature a variety of those ensembles. So you will not be stuck with just one type of ensemble. For example, if you go to orchestral concerts, you will see, for example, St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, and that would be the prominent ensemble on stage. But for us, sometimes you'll see a 2-people duos or 4-people string quartets, and it's kind of nice to have that variety. And with that variety comes different types of music, and well, we have about 400, 500 years of music to play with, so there's a lot of literature out there to share.
Yeah, it's not just Beethoven.
No. Although he's one of my favorites.
So let's talk about your first 2 concerts coming up in October.
Yes, I'm very excited about the October concerts. We have 2 very contrasting works, the programs. The October 15th actually features the African American spiritual, and it's done not just in performance setting, but rather it will take you through the history of where the spirituals originated and where it stands now. And I actually grew up listening to Kathleen Battle, J.C. Norman, some of the best sopranos and mezzo-sopranos out there. And I just love spirituals. But honestly, if I were to actually produce spirituals, that would be similar to, well, let's see. That's a little bit like listening to Mozart and eating cup noodles. It's a little bit, it doesn't quite, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. And so we have our very good friend Marcus Ruff, who is a former member of Chanticleer that we brought in 2 years ago. And so actually we kind of go back to that performance, because 2 years ago we brought in Chanticleer for the Columbia performance. We packed the house. It was fantastic. That was actually his first initiation with Columbia. He talked with Paul Crabb, fell in love with the program here, loved the sound. And so he's actually completing his graduate degree here in choral conducting. So using his residency to our advantage, I approached him saying, hey, would you like to sing a song or something? But he actually came back with this wonderful proposal of spiritual, and I cannot be more thrilled. So he's bringing in his friend from Texas, and he's collaborating with Dr. Maya Gibson and Dr. Brandon Boyd, and between the four of them, they're staging this spiritual journey. So it's going to be something of an experience, to say the least.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating. And that's October 5th?
October 5th.
At Second Missionary Baptist Church.
That's right. And if you see this kind of poster, you will recognize, and in this actually will tell you a little bit of information as to.
And I see it's free admission. So there's no excuses. Come on out for this show.
Yeah, and it is expected to be full. Yeah. So early arrival is recommended. And the concert starts from 7:30, not our usual 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And it is at the Second Missionary Baptist Church. Okay. And they've been so generous in allowing us to use their space. So
and then you have one other concert in October, correct?
Yes. And then we have the October 12th concert. And this is our annual poster here that you'll actually see little Brahms in the Oktoberfest hat. And the reason why I did this is because the piano quartet, the first piano quartet in G minor, the last movement has this very danceable tune, and it kind of reminded me of Oktoberfest. Yes. And so, even though it does not necessarily involve your typical beer and pretzels, I thought that it would be nice to be able to musically reflect the spirit of Oktoberfest. And by the way, I do know Oktoberfest takes place in September, but never mind. The title was very catchy, as well as the graphics, and so the whole program is in fact framed with the German music. So we have Beethoven Violin Sonata, which last movement is a little bit similar to the last movement of Brahms Piano Quartet, which you can actually hear the thumping of the people, and it's very joyful program.
Yeah, so that sounds fantastic. Yeah, and then there's two other concerts I wanted to make sure we mentioned.
Sure.
You have the Winter Fantasy concert.
Yes. I'm excited about that one too. I'm really excited for the whole season. You can imagine.
It's a great season.
Yeah, no, it really is. The Winter Fantasy is surrounded by the two piano Rachmaninoff suite. Now, between my husband and pianist Peter Miyamoto and I, we do a lot of two pianos. Some of the literature that we have not covered, in fact, is the Rachmaninoff Suite No. 1, which actually bears the title All Fantasy Works. And you will actually see why the fantasy plays into an element. And it's winter time. Yeah. And there will be some holiday tunes that Megan Arns and Leo Sogigit will be bringing in. And this is a very unique duo combination. It's a percussionist and saxophonist from MU. And they have formed the duo called Drax. And basically it's a play of words between drums and saxophone. At least I think that's what it is. They will be also joined by the MU saxophone and percussion studio. So it's going to be a lot of people on stage. Yeah. And a lot of joyful sounds.
That sounds fantastic. That's December 7th.
Yes.
And then the one I wanted to for sure mention, it has a special place in my heart. My niece loves going to this.
Oh, that's great.
It's the Kids at Heart.
Yes.
And you guys do this every year.
Yes, we do.
What is your theme for 2019, I guess?
So for 2019, we're bringing back the Carnival of the Animals. We have actually done this 3 times before, and it seems that nobody gets sick of it ever. I think the last time we did it, we had some 60 plus musicians on stage. It was pretty wild. I personally need to take some break from it. But now I think it's time.
Pass the baton.
Yes. So, I mean, so many pianists have asked me, so when are you going to bring this back? It's almost like they've been looking forward to taking participation in this program. And I think, the music is fantastic. As some of you know, it comes from the Disney's Fantasia. So, I mean, my daughter grew up listening to and watching the Disney film too. So everybody knows the tune. And I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
And we kind of add a little bit more to the scenario. It's not just the animals. We'll probably bring in some animals' best friend. so little surprises here and there.
And that's a free concert.
That is a free concert.
Is that also at First Baptist?
That is going to be at the First Baptist Church. So all of our concerts, except for October 5th, will be held at the First Baptist Church.
And one thing with the Kids at Heart that I want to make sure we mention is that if you have a child who's maybe interested in music, music but hasn't started playing an instrument,
Yeah.
they do get an opportunity to interact with the instruments and to talk to the musicians.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, and this is going to be held on January 13th. Sorry, it's not actually reflected here. And the snow date is on the, sorry, January 12th is the concert date, and the snow date is 19th. a week later,
Awesome.
so.
Well, I know we didn't get to talk about the Odyssey Plowman Festival, but maybe we'll have to bring you back on to talk
Please
about that in the spring.
Yes, because that's actually going to be really fabulous.
Yeah.
So
where can people go to get tickets and have information?
So our website, www.odysseymissouri.org, has the ticket tab, and if you go there, it will take you straight to PayPal, where you can actually pay with your credit cards.
Awesome.
And the Plowman, we also sell Plowman tickets there too.
Okay.
What's different about this year is that the finals has been picked up by the University Concert Series.
Oh.
So for the finals, which takes place at the Missouri Theater, this you have to
go through concert series.
Right, exactly. You have to go to the Missouri Theater.
Well, we will bring you back on to talk about the Plowman competition coming maybe February. Look forward to that.
Anytime you're ready.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us for this segment of Arts Focus.